considering back-to-back surgeries. One for a gunshot wound, and then the other this experimental procedure for his tumor. And I'm just so grateful to Dr. Buckingham and to you and the whole medical team. I can't comprehend what is...
Bold and the Beautiful sees Sheila Carter may really be redeemed this time, and Steffy Forrester might finally forgive her mother-in-law, even though they will never be close as family or friends. We're going to talk about Sheila's redemption arc and her dream of acceptance by Steffy finally coming true. So we've seen some interesting things cropping up on B&B ever since Luna Nozawa shot Sheila and took out another one of her toes before trying to take out Liam Spencer. This happened at the art school when Steffy Forrester was frantic over Liam being shot. If you remember, she lashed out at Sheila saying, "Your granddaughter tried to kill him." But since then, Steffy is gradually changing her tune. And at the hospital, she actually told several people that Sheila saved her life. So, it's clear we've got things shifting a bit in Steffy's mindset when it comes to Finn's bio mom, Sheila. And it sure sounds like Steffy is feeling grateful, even though she doesn't want to, for Sheila's heroic act that saved her life. I mean, if not for Sheila stopping Luna from shooting Steffy, Luna's wife might be dead right now, because that is what Luna wanted. Sheila literally took a bullet for Steffy. Plus, Luna is dead, and everybody's talking about her twisted upbringing and how Poppy Nozawa messed up her daughter's life, and then Bill Spencer also messed up and got Luna a pardon. But now that she's dead, Finn is a little sad. Not so much that she's dead. I mean, he's not happy like Poppy, who's a psycho. But just more that his daughter's life went off the rails and ended tragically, and he never knew her. So everybody is grateful that Luna didn't kill Steffy and that Liam survived the shooting. And now Steffy finds herself in this weird position because she is feeling this sort of gratitude towards Sheila, which is definitely something very new for Steffy to feel for that woman. This week at the office, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, was telling Steffy that Sheila lost another toe because she got an update from her dad, Deacon Sharp. And Steffy said it's complicated because she is grateful to her mother-in-law. It's hard. And it's complicated for a lot of reasons. Deacon was just saying how heroic it was that Sheila has been making this great effort because it started with her trying to warn Finn and Steffy. And when she couldn't get to them because they were ignoring her calls, she didn't stop. Sheila raced over to Malibu to look for Steffy and to intervene. And Deacon said if not for Sheila, then Steffy would likely be dead. And I tend to agree. Deacon said that Finn and Steffy Forrester are going to have to realize that Sheila is a hero. I think in this limited scope situation, she is, not in the totality of her existence, but in this little tiny slice of life. But again, very complicated because Sheila tormented the Forresters for years. She has shot Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan and OG Stephanie Forrester years before she shot both Steffy and Finn and left them for dead. She has also beaten and kidnapped and poisoned and tortured Steffy's family. So forgiving Sheila was probably not on Steffy's bingo card for 2025. But it's also pretty clear that Brad Bell plans to keep Sheila around and he wanted her completely and totally redeemed. Pairing her with Deacon and making her a waitress. That didn't do it. And even Sheila saving Steffy's daughter Kelly Spencer from drowning didn't do it. Do you remember when Finn was at the beach and he was not watching Steffy and Liam's daughter near the water when he should have been, and a little girl wandered off and got stuck in an undertow and Sheila dragged Kelly out, saved her? Like it or not, I do think we are seeing a truly redeemed Sheila. There's stuff that Finn and Steffy don't know that she did, and Sheila might not tell them. Like when Luna first started blaming Steffy for everything, Sheila shut that down. And when Luna was talking about taking out Steffy, we saw Sheila tell her, "No, don't say it and don't you dare do it." She was trying to get Luna to leave town and was very insistent that Luna steer clear of Steffy and never ever try and hurt her again. So if for no other reason, maybe as Steffy compares how bad Luna is to how much better Sheila is now than she used to be, maybe that'll get Steffy to chill out a little where Sheila is concerned. But again, Steffy's got all sorts of reasons to dislike and fear Sheila. However, Steffy also knows that Finn really doesn't like his bio mom being totally cut out of his life. He has that pull towards her. And I do think Steffy Forrester and Finn realize that both Sheila and Deacon have put their criminal ways behind them. What also helps is that Sheila has kept her word to Finn and Steffy that she'd stay out of their lives. Even though she doesn't want to, Sheila has stayed away. She hasn't pestered them to be part of the family, even though she's absolutely desperate to be in Finn's life. The only reason that Sheila was blowing up their phones was to warn them about Luna targeting them. Otherwise, she's not called, she's not texted, she's doing what they ask. So while I don't think that Steffy will ever, invite Sheila over to hang out or spend Christmas at her house with her and Finn and the kids, there is hope for a more congenial relationship. And again, I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but Steffy may be softening towards Sheila. We can see slowly, inch by inch, Steffy may start letting Sheila into their lives on a tentative basis to see how it goes, because it really legit does look like Sheila is not a threat anymore. She's not going to hurt Steffy, and Sheila just saved her life. She even took a bullet for Steffy. And of course that doesn't make up for the bullet that Sheila put into Steffy, but it's a starting point, and Sheila might do well to see this as a long game. Slowly building trust and of course not pushing. She may wait to see if Steffy Forrester opens the door just a little, and then we see some baby steps. Maybe Steffy tells Finn it's okay if he wants to go get lunch at the pizza place and talk to his mother, Or Steffy herself might stop by El Giardino and just say a quick thanks Sheila and then just turn around and walk out, But Steffy may loosen up. She and May drop by Deacon restaurant for lunch and have a little chat with Finn's mom. And over time, Steffy eventually might even let Sheila see her grandson, Hayes. I think that would be like the last thing down the line. And again, won't happen overnight, but it looks like a turning point for Sheila, and she might really get to be part of Finn's family like she has wanted so badly since the moment she came back into his life at their wedding. I mean, it may help that Hope has found a way to have a healthy relationship with her ex-con dad, Deacon. And of course, Brooke is now friends and co-parenting with Deacon. And he was a big, bold, and the beautiful villain there for a minute. So this could be a fresh start for Sheila and Steffy on Bold and the Beautiful. And a real redemption for Sheila in everybody's eyes that could change things forever. The morning sunlight filtered through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Forrester Creations, casting golden hues over the polished surfaces and expensive fabrics scattered around the design studio. Steffy Forrester sat at her desk, fingers curled around a half-full coffee cup, but she hadn't taken a sip in 20 minutes. Her mind wasn't on fashion or fabric today. It was on her. Sheila Carter. Just the name used to send a chill down Steffy's spine. A visceral reaction built on years of trauma, terror, and blood. But now, things were complicated. Uncomfortably, maddeningly complicated. A soft knock interrupted her thoughts. "Hey," came Hope Logan's gentle voice as she stepped into the office. "You okay?" Steffy looked up slowly, unsure how long she'd been lost in thought. "Yeah, Jess. A lot on my mind." Hope stepped closer, a folder in hand, but her eyes held concern. "Is it about Sheila?" Steffy sighed deeply, her shoulders slumping. "Yeah. I can't stop thinking about it. She took a bullet for me, Hope. She saved my life." Hope didn't respond right away. Instead, she set the folder on Steffy's desk and took the seat across from her. "Deacon told me. He's been talking about it nonstop. How Sheila went to Malibu even though everyone told her to stay away. How she tried calling you and Finn. How she risked everything to stop Luna." At the mention of Luna Nozawa, Steffy's jaw tightened. The memory of the gun, the chaos in the art school, and Liam's blood on the floor sent a wave of nausea washing over her. "She shot Liam," Steffy whispered. "She would have shot me too if Sheila had." She stopped, emotion tightening her throat. Hope reached across the desk and gently squeezed her hand. "No one expects you to forgive her, Steffy. Not after everything she's done. But maybe this is the first step." Steffy let Maybe out she a really bitter has laugh. changed. "Changed? This is Sheila Carter we're talking about. She shot my mom. She shot me. She left Finn for dead. I've spent years trying to protect my family from her. And now I'm supposed to feel grateful." Hope didn't back down. "You are grateful, though. And that's okay. It doesn't erase the past. It doesn't mean you have to invite her to Thanksgiving. But maybe you can let go of some of the hate." The words hung in the air like fog, heavy and hard to see through. Flashback, the night of the shooting. It had been chaos. Luna's face was contorted with rage, tears streaking down her cheeks, the gun trembling in her hand as she shouted something unintelligible. Steffi remembered stepping in front of Liam, her instincts kicking in, heart pounding in her ears. And then, bang. Sheila had come out of nowhere, diving between Luna and Steffi, the bullet tearing through her side. She'd screamed, dropped to the ground, blood pouring out. But even as she fell, she reached out and pulled Luna's arm down, the second shot going into the floor. Security had come running, sirens, screams, Finn's devastated face. Liam unconscious, and Sheila bleeding, groaning in pain but alive. And for the first time in her life, Steffi didn't feel fear when she looked at Sheila. She felt stunned. Back in the present. At the hospital, Finn had stayed by Sheila's side for hours despite everything. He hadn't said much. But when Steffi walked in, they shared a look, an understanding. "She saved you," he'd said quietly. Steffi hadn't replied, but the truth was there. Sheila had saved her. She had really saved her. In the days following Luna's death, the entire city buzzed with speculation. News outlets covered the dramatic shooting at the art school, and pundits debated whether Luna's fall was due to her upbringing, mental health, or the pressures of her relationship with Liam. Poppy Nozawa went silent, retreating from public view entirely. Bill Spencer, as usual, pulled strings behind the scenes to clean up the damage. At Forrester, whispers floated through the hallways like perfume. Everyone had an opinion, but no one dared say what Steffi had started to think. Maybe, just maybe, Sheila Carter wasn't a monster anymore. That afternoon, Steffi stepped into the hospital, her heels clicking on the pristine floors. She made her way to Sheila's room with heavy steps, unsure what she would say, or would she even say anything at all. Sheila lay on the bed, pale but alert, her leg in a cast and her torso bandaged. A nurse adjusted the IV, nodded at Steffi, and stepped out quietly. Sheila turned her head slowly, her face registering shock. "Steffi." Steffi stood there, arms crossed. "Don't get excited. I'm not here to hug you." Sheila gave a breathless chuckle. "Didn't think so." There was a long pause between them, filled with decades of pain. "You took a bullet for me," Steffi said finally. Sheila's eyes welled with tears. "I couldn't let her hurt you. I told her to stop. I told her to leave you alone." "You did more than that," Steffi said, her voice almost cracking. "You put yourself in the way. You could have died." "I would have died if it meant saving you," Sheila said softly. "You're Finn's wife, the mother of my grandson. I've done unforgivable things, Steffi. But that day, I did something right." Steffi nodded slowly, her throat tight. "You did. But don't think this means we're suddenly family." "I know," Sheila whispered. "I don't expect anything." Another silence passed, but this one wasn't quite as heavy. "I don't trust you," Steffi continued, "and I probably never will, but I won't deny what you did. You saved me, and for that, I'm grateful." Sheila's eyes closed as the tears spilled over. "That means more than you'll ever know." Steffi turned to leave, her hand on the door. "This doesn't change the past. But maybe it changes the future. A little." And with that, she was gone. Later that week, Deacon Sharp found Sheila outside El Giardino, slowly moving on her crutches. "I heard Steffi visited you," he said, handing her a coffee. Sheila nodded. "She thanked me." Deacon smiled. "That's big." "She didn't forgive me," Sheila said quickly, "and she never will. But she thanked me. That's enough." "She'll come around," Deacon said. "Just don't push it. Let her come to you." "I will," Sheila said quietly. "I've hurt her too much to ask for anything. But I'll wait, however long it takes." Deacon chuckled. "You? Patient." Sheila smiled. "I'm learning."